Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to deal with scaling. As we saw our charts, and if we'll take a look, our charts are basically are not scaled to be for a specific range. And today we're going to learn how to deal with ranges and scales and X's. So let's dive into the water, and I'll show you how to do that. So first of all, I'm gonna define a new, let's say in here before our loop, I'm going to define a new variable, and I'll call it y for our y coordinates y sorry axis, and it's going to be like that, D3 dot scale linear, because that's, sorry, dot scale linear, because that's what we're looking to deal with. And scale linear gets domain, and I'll explain in a second what is the meaning of that, and range, and I'll explain that also. So basically, that's all what we need for our yx, and obviously I can do the same for x values, but let's start with y. So domain and range are two different um, um, uh, data or values, but uh, when I define a domain, the domain basically refers to my data. So in this case, the data that I'm using in the charts are the data array, and my data array starts with 14 and ends with 360. Okay, but I can define the domain to be in square brackets, to be starting from 0 or something else to 360. I can also do 400, whatever I would like the domain to be um, capable to accept. So let's take it to 360, and the range is basically the range that I'm dealing in the screen itself. The meaning of that is pixels, basically. So as you remember, we said that y and x starts at the top left corner. At the origin, the 0, 0 point starts in here, and I want to try to scale my domain of values to the range of pixels that I'm using. So um, we used height in here, you remember, with 400. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're probably gonna need to go back to the two or three videos before. But since we used the 400 pixels as a height, I'm gonna use the same height as the range, as part of the range of my y x. So, but the most important thing, like I've mentioned, that it starts at 0, 0 and it draws the charts upside down. I'm gonna use that, and I'll take the height in here and do it from height to 0, and that's how I flip the way that it- D3 draws in this case, the area chart on my web page. And the place that I'm going to use y is basically in here. So instead of using function d return height minus d, I'm just going to use y, which is what I've defined in here, and 0, sorry, and d in here. So each time d enters y, it basically uh, it basically will get the information that y should be in my page. So let's save that and go back in here and refresh it. Okay, so if you've noticed, my my charts stretched a bit to the top, and if you didn't notice that, let's go back and I'll save that like that and refresh. You see, now it goes from 400 minus D each time, right? 400 minus D. So at the topmost, it will go to 40 in here. Let's take a look at this circle. You see it goes to 40. And when I'm using YD, it basically stretches uh, the last value, the 360, to the topmost, which is 0. That's the equivalent for 360 in my domain to uh, 0. And that's why when I'm saving it and refreshing it, it will stretch to the top like that. So that's why we are using the scaling, and that's how we can deal with it. And actually, let's try also doing it in here as well, um, returning YD like that. And I hope that the circles will get along also at the right place. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. And now, instead of being at 40, it's sitting at 0. Y is 0. So that's exactly what I've expected, and that's exactly what happened. And that's how you use scaling. Thank you, and don't forget to join me at the next part um, of this tutorial. And also don't forget to subscribe in order to get notification when new parts are released. And have a great day. Bye bye.